And we are live on YouTube and Facebook for the first time together. All right, so if you have any glitches or anything, let us know in the comments because we're using some new software, kind of testing it out so we can get it perfected. I'm going to have Nick pull up the comments for me so I can see them. Do you have them up?
I have the Facebook comments up.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Popped up on YouTube, like an email to me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right, Angela was just saying that if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and you would rather watch our live videos over there, you're going to get a little email alert when we go live over there. So that's another way to get an alert for when we go live. But today I thought that I would use this amazing new stamp set that we just released last week. It's called Coffee Components, and I have been like dying to have stamps that are like little coffee rings and splatters and things like that. We've had these in like some past membership kits like a long time ago, but I'm like, we need like a kit like this, and Leah Kiesling made it happen. So basically it comes to you and you get all of these different little elements in here. So here are a few of those elements, and I'm going to show you just a couple different ways to use them. I'm going to make a fun DIY background with this coffee-inspired stamp set, and then I am totally casing Crystal Minkler's card that she created because I thought it was gorgeous, so much fun. I loved the usage of this cute little owl as well as the coffee elements in combination with this paper, and she didn't do a video, so I'm like, I'm gonna do a video and show you guys how you can create this too. So it'll be a lot of fun. All right, so oh, I can see comments. Hello Roxanne and Julissa. I'm surprised Julissa's here. I told her that she could not go live on Saturday because she's like, I might go live. I'm like, dude, you're getting married the day before. I didn't invite you. All right, so let's start with this fun little DIY background here so you guys can just really get a feel for these awesome coffee components. So this is kind of featuring an older but seriously amazing coffee cup stamp set by Gracie Designs, and I had to pull it back out of my collection because I just love it and I think it works for all seasons. You could do these kind of like a Merlot or an orange if you wanted it to be more fall-like, but I am quite drawn to pink, so that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so for this card, I am going to be using a white A2 card base. We're going to use a white matting. I have a little sheet of watercolor paper here. I actually used watercolor because it's a little bit more off-white. You can see it on the camera, and I wanted it to be more of an ivory to go with this like coffee kind of inspired theme. So, and then we're gonna do, whoopsie, sorry, Nick has like such a weird setup. It's like all like right in front of me. He's like, what would you think if this was temporary? I'm like, I don't like it. But it's working. All right, so we're gonna use this as just like a little accent strip. I have a piece of watercolor paper that we're gonna stamp our cute cup on, and then I just went ahead and die cut out this little square for our sentiment. So, kind of a clean and simple card, I guess. It's all like white and brown theme. So we're going to take our die cut panel that we're going to do the awesome coffee components on, and so again, the stamp set that I am using for this, I'm just going to set it right here in the camera view so you can see it, is Coffee Components. So basically it comes to you and it almost looks like a background because it's all cut out in one square, and so you just pop them right out and you get all of these different elements. There are so many different things in this set that I just absolutely love. So I'm just going to go ahead and start, and I'm going to use two different shades of brown. So the browns that I'm going to use today are Craft, see if that focuses, and Warm Cocoa. So we have both these colors in stock, I do believe. So Craft is and stamped down in the corner here. Love it. And I'm gonna go in, I like to do kind of like threes, like when I do backgrounds. I don't know, I think that's something like Jolande, when she was here, she kind of talked about like mixed media and just kind of creating backgrounds and stuff. And that's what she did a lot, and I liked it, so I'm just I'm doing what Jolande told me to do. All right, so I love this little double ring one. These are like the perfect size for card making too. I've done this like with an actual coffee cup and like put it in coffee and put it on my card, but it turns out much better with these stamps. So I'm just kind of building up that background until I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's see, I'm gonna do some splatters now. Like I really like this little splatter.
Is this a new stamp set?
This is brand new. It is called Coffee Components right here. It just released, I believe Friday is when we released it. And I absolutely am in love with this stamp set. It is so much fun. I have a lot of friends that love coffee, myself included, so I'm going to use this a lot. And I love making card types that are kind of like this too.
Julissa says, is it like a scratch and sniff card if you use real coffee?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so then there's like this little like splotch one even, and I'm gonna go in my dark color and just kind of add some of this around. All right, so we kind of have this going on. It looks a little sketch, but we're gonna make it cute. Trust the process. So now I'm just gonna take my little block here, and we're going to take our warm cocoa and just kind of smear a little bit on there. And then I'm going to take my, let's see, right here. We're going to take this little spray bottle, and I'm just going to make kind of like a little splatter. So we can add some splatters of coffee and things like that. All right. Move these so we don't get splatters on them. You know how that is. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and add some splatters, and I think this makes like a world of difference. Like I love that effect on there. Just so pretty, so easy. All right. Yes, we do sell luxury cardstock. Julissa went ahead and shared that. So yeah, if you're looking for some awesome cardstock, we do sell that. Yes, this background is so fun, isn't it? These little stamps, you can create so many different looks with it. I love it. So we're just going to kind of set this aside to dry while we go ahead and stamp out our pretty coffee cup. Oh, do you see this packaging? Oh, I think it's right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this coffee cup is called One Sip at a Time. Oh, doesn't look like it's focused on my end. So let me know if it's focusing for you guys, because
I'm gonna try one thing here.
all right, so one sip at a time is what we're using for this. I'm just gonna grab my mini Misty.
That's a much better quality, it looks like.
What is that?
That's the other camera.
Oh, I'm like, they can see my mess, but if you get it all fixed up, that's fine. If you want to switch it quick.
You just keep doing this, I'll try to fix it.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and stamp out one sip at a time on watercolor paper. I'm going to do some watercoloring, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this packaging right in camera view as well, so you guys know what is being used. All right, I'm using a watercolor friendly ink. For me, that is VersaFine Clair. Perfect. I love the way that turned out. So we'll go ahead and take that out. While we're in here stamping, let's just go ahead and do the sentiment as well. Give that cup just a little moment to dry too. So the sentiment is from this same coffee inspired set, and it just says, "Hey sweet friend." So this one, it's hard to just look at it and see if it's lined up. So thankfully we have a Misty to do that for us, to make sure it's all centered and everything. I actually want it a little bit more this way. All right, now let's see what that looks like. I just need to trust my Misty and stop like micromanaging. All right, so I'm gonna use that warm cocoa, the dark brown color that we used for our coffee background, to stamp out that sentiment. Oh, I do not like that. I have to redo it. I have to redo it. We'll see if we can get it to work, if it satisfies me. All right, let's go ahead and do some watercoloring on this then. And for this one, I'm going to be using some Caron markers. These are just water-based markers that I have that I like to use for watercoloring. They're like very pigmented, just really fun to use. So there is the name brand.
What is it?
Caron markers.
Oh, Caron markers.
Yep. All right, so I like to just kind of have a little sheet off to the side to kind of blend to see what it's all going to look like. So you can see I did that the first time I created this card, and I like to just do it again to make sure that I indeed have the right color. So we're just going to start with a little bit of gray, and I'm just flicking this in towards the edges here. And then we're going to take our water brush and just kind of blend this out a little bit. Soften those edges. Perfect. All right. Then I'm going to go in, I'm going to do this like little sleeve on here in like a brown. So, oopsies. I need a paper towel. I did a little drop of water and it just took that pigment, but we can fix it. All right, so we're just going to just flick this color in on the edges. I don't want it to be super dark, so that's why I'm only doing like a little bit. And I'm just going along the edges and kind of like shadows, like where this floral would overlap and maybe give a little bit of a shadow. All right. It's hard to talk and like get detail at the same time.
I know I'm trying to get this camera figured out, but I think this one's a little more in focus. Will you guys let us know? They said they want it closer.
Oh yeah, for coloring it would be nice to get it a little bit closer, so they can see a little bit more detail. All right, so now I'm just going to take that water brush and pull the pigment into the center and blend, blend, blend. I'm not super concerned if I get some brown on the leaves because the green will cover it up.
If I can zoom over.
You guys, these videos are going to get better and better, so just be patient with us as we figure it out, but soon we'll be able to just like automatically like zoom in. You'll see really well, and yeah, it'll all be good, I promise.
Oh, there we go. Look at that.
Look at that. Now they can see that I'm really not that great of a colorist. That was too close, babe.
Oh. Shoot.
So I'm just taking like a darker green and I'm just kind of going down on like the bottom half of the leaf here. Kind of adding that in. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of a darker or a little bit of a like brighter green and just kind of blend those two hues together.
It keeps unfocusing.
Oh, I suppose if I move my hands out.
Oh, maybe.
All right. Oh, Cindy K said, what a surprise to see you live on YouTube. Yes, we're trying new things. Look at us. Look at us go. I saw just like a funny like meme or something, and it was like, you know you're old when like you just don't have the patience to try something new. And sometimes I feel like that. I'm like, no, thank you. Can't deal with that right now. All right, so we're gonna do some bold blooms on these florals here. I'm just gonna add that pigment kind of to the bottom half of the florals here. If it looks like I'm at like a really weird angle, it's because I am. And we're gonna ignore my awful nail polish. You guys are just gonna pretend like you don't even see it.
Could you tell the brand of the watercolor pens again?
The brand of these are Karen markers. I actually think it said Karine, but I like to say Karen. I don't know. That's just what I've heard people call them too, and so like it's forever stuck in my head as Karen. Oh, a little bit too much water there. So now I'm just taking that water brush. We're going to just pull that pigment from the center out to the edges of our petals. Perfect.
I say it's so pretty.
The edges are like a little bit dark for me, so I'm just gonna kind of try to blot off some of that to get a little bit more like variation.
Ooh, Lisa says stamping a second set of flowers and layering it on top of the original would be a fantastic.
Yes,
for
kind of
added
popping it
dimension.
up. Yes, that would be awesome. This stamp set is actually on sale right now for only $14, and usually Gracie Alley, the illustrator of these stamp sets, usually they're like $15 on sale. So it's a really great time to grab this one.
Roxanne's wondering if you like Karen better than Copic's.
You know, I'm not that practiced in alcohol markers, so it's just whatever you prefer. Maybe you are more practiced in the blending and stuff of alcohol markers and they come to you easier. For me, that's really not the case, so I kind of gravitate towards the watercolor markers like this. So, but I do have Copics and I use them every now and then. I'm actually going to be using them on an owl, but you'll see it's like literally like the most simple Copic coloring known to man. All right.
How much is the other stamp on sale?
The Coffee Elements, I believe it is, actually, you know what, I don't even remember what I put it at. I think it might be $12. But it's under new releases. All right, so this is all ready to go. We're gonna fussy cut this out. I think it turned out pretty fun. Just super easy. I love how easy this one is to watercolor up. All right, so we're just gonna take our little fussy cutting scissors. And this one is actually really easy to cut out as well, so that's nice. I don't know if we have a cut file for this one, but I guess that would be kind of nice, huh?
Yeah.
Nice delay. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, okay,
well.
I'm just talking to myself, huh?
I love making cut files.
I sense some sarcasm.
You sense correctly. You're not in camera at all.
Well, I'm sorry, it's hard to cut.
Oh.
And you have it like the most awkward, like my neck hurts. I'm getting a neck kink.
Here, we can take this one out. This will...
My neck is kinked from your setup.
You know, we can't do practice live, so this gets a little crazy.
Okay. Oh my gosh. That is so much better. Thank you.
Anytime.
All right, so there it is, all fussy cut out. Super duper fun. I love that. So now we're going to take this little piece here. And I love to, like on coffee cards, they just kind of remind me of like a rustic feel. And so I love to take just like a scissors, or like I just have this distress tool, and it just roughs up the edges of our paper. And I think it's just a fun touch to add, so we'll do that. And then we're going to glue this down. And then we'll just flip over and cut off the edge here. Perfect. So this I thought would be really fun, popped up. So I'm going to grab my foam tape. I get my foam tape off of Amazon. This is like a 2-inch roll or something.
Jeez.
I know, I like this one for like bigger stamped images, or like the back panels, like if I want to pop up an entire panel. It's really nice.
Do we sell that tool? I think she means that distressing.
No, we do not, but you know what? I will show you how you can use your scissors to do it. Otherwise, you can totally Google, I'm sure. I think Tim Holtz has a little distress tool. This is called the Making Memories one, if you want that exact one. But you can easily do that just by grabbing your scissors and going on the edge too. So it's just, I don't know, I like the tool. I have it, I'm going to use it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down with some foam tape. Then we're going to grab our Hey Sweet Friend sentiment, and we're going to pop that up as well. Nick, I feel like you think you're playing like a video game. Nick is like behind me, and he's
so
like,
good.
he's like on his phone, and he's moving the camera and stuff. Like it looks like he's playing like some sort of game.
I'm so proud of it. I really like this camera.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to do one thing for this, and we can still do it. So I wanted to take that coffee element and stamp on the sentiment part too, just to kind of make it all like cohesive. So I'm going to take that little splatter from Coffee Components, and we're going to go in our lighter color, and we're almost going to do like a watermark look. So we're going to have like a little splatter
nice.
there, and then I'm just going to add like a little ring too. There we go.
I really want to go get some of my old coffee and see how that would look stamped out.
All right, so now we can go ahead and assemble this. I went ahead and I'm going for kind of a clean and simple look a little bit. So I'm just going to mat this on my white cardstock. Perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop this up on the back of a white card base just to give it a little bit of separation between the white matting and the white card base. I like to do white on white, and then I usually do that is just to do the separation. Oh, sorry, my son must be here. He's going to like bust in here in like 3 seconds. I'm really sorry. He gets off the bus here, and
He's not going to be quiet about it.
no, he's not. He's going to be like, Mom, what are you doing? All right. So there's that. And then I thought to finish this off, I absolutely love this new color of Nuvo drops that we got in. They're Nuvo Dream Drops. And these are like almost like iridescent and dry, like pearlescent finish. And so they almost look like pearls on your card. So this is the color Gold Lux. And I thought that it paired perfectly with kind of this coffee vibe. So I just like to make sure, like do like a little test drop, make sure we're not gonna like explode or anything. And I vary the sizes. So I'm gonna do like a big Something kind of like that is what I like to do. And I like to do an odd number. All right, so I think that gold just pairs perfectly. It turns out really pretty. So when it's all dry, this is what those drops look like. Like just very, very pretty, very pearlescent. So there are the two cards together, and the sets for this one again, because that Coffee Components, I know people are gonna like want this and go crazy for it. So Coffee Components is what we did to create that kind of DIY coffee background, and then one sip at a time is that gorgeous cup with the florals. So there's one way to use our new Coffee Components, and I'm gonna show you one other just super quick and simple card as well. This one is inspired by a card that our design team member Crystal Minkler did. She always has just really creative ideas. She does a lot of layering with papers and things like that, and so I wanted to try this card out, and I thought, why not show you guys how it's done as well. All right, so for this card, I'm just gonna set these aside so I don't ruin my Nuvos. All right, so this card oh no.
I'm sorry, I just gotta.
Here is this next card we're gonna do. So this is actually featuring a couple of new stamp sets that we have. So of course, we're gonna use our Coffee Components, and then we're gonna use this cute new stamp set that I absolutely love. These owls are just like hilarious. It is called No Hoots Given, and it's just kind of like this sassy little owl here, and then the one like drowning in the coffee cup. I think it's just so cute, and it says, I can do great things after coffee, and I don't give a hoot. So I absolutely love this. I thought it was just such a fun set. I'm excited to see it in red rubber and try it out. And then I'm also grabbing one of our older paper packs. So we do manufacture our own pattern paper, and this is by our artist Gracie Ellie Design, and it is seriously gorgeous. I think it's one of our best-selling paper packs, probably of all time. It just has a ton of really pretty papers. All of our pattern papers are more like a cardstock, so they're not like really, really thin. They actually are printed on 100-pound cardstock. So it's like a luxury paper pack, you know, and this one has just so many different cute patterns in here. So from this one, I am grabbing just one of those patterns, and this one's called Coffee Lovers. Coffee Lovers paper pack. So for this card, obviously, we're going to use those two stamp sets, Coffee Components, No Hoots Given, and then I'm going to take a Craft A2 card base. I have some really dark kind of brown colored paper that I'm going to use for, oh my gosh, did you guys see that?
You put your arm right in the ink.
I did. For my matting, this is the sheet of paper that I went ahead and grabbed from that paper pack. I die cut out just to get that fun stitched edging. And then I have a little square here that we're going to be stamping our owl on. And I thought this was kind of fun for the sentiment. It's just like a little like arrow die that I had in my set, but it's pretty simple. You guys could cut it as well like that. All right, so let's just get our stamping done. So we're going to stamp out our cute little owl and some Coffee Components here. So put that in there. All right, so for my owl, oh no, I think I got rid of my mask. That is a shame.
Oh no.
Do you see it anywhere?
Uh-huh.
Or like the like the white thing that was on the back of this? We could use that too.
I don't.
All right, well, the show must go on. So I'm going to use a Copic friendly ink because I am going to be using Copic markers for this little owl. This is the color jet black, or obsidian, I think. Obsidian. We have it in our shop in the little cubes like I'm using, or the big ones. All right, so I'm loving that. So you know what? I lost my mask. I don't really want to have to cut one again. So I'm just going to kind of, I don't know, cut around a little bit.
Wonder where it went.
Just gonna kind of go like that with like a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be like 100% perfect, like for this, what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of covering them up, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab one of those coffee components again, my darker warm cocoa ink, and I just want to make sure that little part is covered up, and I'm gonna go just right up here, like so. Then I'm going to grab my favorite little splatter from Coffee Components. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this splatter, but I am.
Who
And
made this set again?
Leah Kiesling.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, she did such a good job on it. I love it. Love it, love it. All right, so we kind of have our little elements all around us, around the owl. Turned out good. So we're gonna just pull him on. I'm gonna give him a second to dry, so I'm gonna just go ahead and stamp our sentiment while we're at it here. I'm gonna grab our little arrow that I have die cut out, and then I have the one that says, "I don't give a hoot." And I'm just using my favorite black ink for just like sentiments and watercolor and things like that. Usually if it's a sentiment, this is the one I grab. It's just so crisp and perfect. All right, so I'm just going to stamp that on there.
Upside down?
No.
Oh, good.
All right. And now we're gonna do a little bit of Copic coloring. So this is like not gonna be anything earth-shattering. So just like brace yourselves if you're like wanting like, I don't know, the quality of like Kit and Clowder class, it ain't here. But I'm gonna have fun with it. So I'm gonna start with W3. This is warm gray number 3, and I'm just going to color my entire owl with this. It's gonna be our lighter color, and then I'll go in and kind of add some shading with a darker color.
Sue, when we first got this kit, we were actually going to do it as one big background. But then last minute, I even set the plate off and everything. And then they're like, hold up! We're going to do them all separate.
She had sent your mom this artwork, and then like not much later I said, you know what would be really cool? And then your mom's like, I just got something like that. We should just split it up. I was like, yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm glad we did that.
Yeah.
So now I'm learning something new. We should probably have the camera on your left side since you're right-handed. That way they might be able to see under your hand a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Try that next time.
Yep. I'm not really going to worry about his legs because they're going to be orange. Alright, and then like he has like a little eyelid because he's judging everyone. So there's that. Now I'm going to go in with warm gray number 7, and I am just going to add like a little bit of darker hue kind of around the eyes. I'm just kind of very lightly adding in that detail. It's going to look a little freaky, but we're going to blend it out, so it will end up just fine. See, he looks a little freaky.
Yeah, that's a little freaky.
But then when you go in and blend it, it makes it better.
Oh.
Blended. I always feel like Copic coloring looks better too after it's like dried a little bit and stuff too.
Yeah, see, they can't see anything. Nice.
All right, so there's that. Now we're gonna go in and color up our coffee cup. And I'm just using E33, just like a sand color for the coffee cup. Kind of matches the color of the coffee splatters. 31 is just kind of like a purpley gray for the cover of that. I noticed Crystal did hers. She took a little bit of yellow and went just around the eyes. And I thought that added like a lot of detail. Just kind of that pop. He's got real skinny legs, so they're a little hard to color. But we'll get him. All right, so there he is, all good to go. We're gonna add a little bit of, kind of bring in that same tone up from the papers. So I'm grabbing cracked pistachio and my little blending tool, and we're just gonna go around the edges here with cracked pistachio.
Don says someone must have corralled your son. I was thinking the same thing.
I know, I'm like, who has tamed him?
Or he is up to no good.
Yeah, right.
Probably into the treat bin back there.
Oh, actually, you know what? I wonder if my mom has him.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Still, though, probably giving them treats.
Yeah, probably. All right, so kind of just bringing in that fun turquoise color from the papers. And now cardstock. And then I'm going to grab my little tool again, because I like doing this.
Everett is 5. He'll be 6 in November.
Yes, 6 in November. I cannot believe it.
Mm-hmm.
He is a hoot. Oh, was somebody saying, can't wait for the Christmas stamps? We have some amazing stuff coming up for the holiday season. I think you guys are really going to love stamps and dies and stencils. So stay tuned. You are going to want them for your holiday cards. All right, so what we're going to do with this, I actually only have 2 of these left in stock. So if you want this, it is literally 100 yards of satin ribbon, but it's like the perfect satin ribbon. So I only have 2 of these left, but if you want it, it can be yours. We're going to go ahead and tie a little bow around this. Just have to find my scissors. Oh. Help.
Oh, you need some help? Misty magnets, they get everywhere.
All right, so we're gonna tie a little bow off to the side here.
When is the new holiday release?
So, I don't know exactly yet.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll probably do, you know, little by little, I would guess. We've been sneaking in a few different like winter type stuff in here and there. We just released a couple of really adorable snowmen like a couple weeks ago, I think it was. So we've been sneaking them in here and there, and I would guess that Angela would kind of do that same thing. That's usually what she does every year, is just kind of little by little. It's not all in one release. So, all right, so there is our super cute ribbon, and it ties so nicely. I'm just going to kind of cut off our edges, and we're going to pop this up on our craft card base. That misty magnet. I'm struggling with the scissors.
Yeah, I think that's a real old scissors.
No, it's not. It's actually, if I'm going to say it, and all these crafters are going to be like, oh, it's actually our fabric scissors.
Uh-oh.
I know. Oops. All right, just popping that up. Now we're going to go ahead and pop up our owl panel. And I liked how Crystal did hers a little like kitty wampus like this. So we're gonna do the same, a little crooked. And then we're just gonna take a little piece of tape and pop up our sentiment as well. All right. I don't give a hoot. That right there. And then I actually have in my stash, and I've had them forever, these kind of like brownish like enamel dots. So we're just going to use a few of these here and there. All right, so that is that finished card with our coffee papers. So for this card, we used a couple different things. We used No Hoots Given for our cute owl. Those coffee stains are from Coffee Components. Our gorgeous Coffee Lovers paper pack, and our satin ribbon. A whole 100 yards. So that's that. If you are just tuning in, I did create one other card before, so you can go back and watch that. So these are the two cards that were created during today's live video, just using a couple of our new arrivals, and of course this kind of classic beauty that I just had to pull out of my collection. We have an amazing sale going on right now. We actually have a whole category of $8 stamp sets, and some of them I'm like, what? $8 for this? It's huge. So go ahead and take a peek at those. The sale is going to go through Thursday at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you have a couple of days to go ahead and shop your heart out and pick all of the things that you love. I hope that I will be live tomorrow using this new stamp set. I have a couple of ideas for it. It is absolutely gorgeous, so stay tuned tomorrow afternoon. I'll go ahead and post maybe what time we're going to be live in the Unity Show and Tell page. So join us there and you can be in the know to see what we're going to do tomorrow with this one.